Hello, my name is Jacqueline.
Hi, my name is Maham.
Today in this episode of our podcast, we will be covering how gender shapes our perception of the world.
When we discuss gender, we immediately turn to the terms masculine and feminine. With these two terms, specific characteristics and values immediately come to mind. Most people can imagine exactly what a masculine and feminine person looks and acts like. In most cases, the adjectives that would describe masculinity would be the polar opposite to the adjectives that describe femininity. For example, strength versus weakness, dominance versus submission, aggression versus compliance/vulnerable, rational thought versus emotion. Not only are these terms opposites to society, usually views the characteristics associated with masculinity as superior to those of femininity.
Even starting at a young age, males are taught to stick up for themselves when being picked on, while females are taught to walk away from the situation or report the incident to an adult. Depending on one's gender, it relates to the toys they are expected to play with. A girl may play with a Barbie doll and like the color pink, while a boy may choose to play with Legos action figures and like the color blue. If the two were to swap toys, they may be ridiculed or shunned from others. Parents attempt to teach their children to follow the norms so they aren't put into these types of situations. Also, if boys were roughhousing, it is expected, as the saying goes, boys will be boys. However, if girls were playing rough, they most likely would be reprimanded for not acting ladylike.
Boys are expected to play more aggressive sports like football and hockey, while girls are associated with sports like skating and dance. This shows that boys are a part of the rough and tumble sports, while girls are in the graceful and delicate sports. It is viewed by the general public that women would not be able to physically or mentally handle these grueling and competitive sports.
So we asked Miss Nafso, who is an English teacher here at Troy High, about what exactly her impression is on gender in relation to sports.
When you talked about gender in sports, the first thing I thought of was that one commercial where they say when you throw like a girl, and how they're trying to recreate throw like a girl to mean something like that's going to be like a hard throw or a really, really good throw to make it, to show the perspective of difference. But like the thing is, why does throwing like a girl have to be bad? And why is it that, when a student throws a piece of paper from the other side of the room and tries to make it into the trash can and doesn't make it, you're like, oh, that was the worst throw, you throw like a girl. And it's like, why does it have to be throw like a girl? Why should it be that was just a bad throw? Because some girls don't throw bad at all. And growing up playing soccer, I gained a lot of skills playing for 18, 19 years. And when I got out of college, I joined a co-ed league. And when it first started, girls' goals were worth 2 points, whereas the guys' goals were worth 1 point. And I was like, excuse me, how does this rule work? And I actually talked to the refs and I said, why is it like that? And they said, believe it or not, that the girls wanted it this way. And I'm like, there's no way. There's not one girl here that would be like okay with this. And I guess they took it to, and I guess I wasn't the only person that asked about it, and it caused enough of a problem that they ended up changing it. So a year later, girl goals are 1 point, girl goals are 1 point. So now, and that makes it a lot better, but even playing against guys, they were so much more careful around us, around girls. They were so much more careful. Like they wouldn't be as aggressive with us as they were with other guys. But I can see why they're uncomfortable and they don't want to hurt us, but at the same time, we're not fragile. Not all girls are fragile. Guys are just as fragile. We all have the same bones. Like we can all break a bone if you kick the submission. It's not different for a guy or girl. So I never really understood that, but that's just how people see it.
In addition to what Ms. Nafso said, this concept also applies to women in the workforce. They seem to have a harder time getting leadership positions over males. The public does not necessarily view women as assertive go-getters that will make the tough decisions when needed. I have also read that in meetings, men tend to strike up aggressive conversations and begin yelling their arguments across the table. However, if a woman were to do this, they would be considered as too emotional and abusive. Take Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, for example. Trump usually expresses his feelings with anger and doesn't necessarily have important topics to discuss. Hillary only speaks when she is passionate about a topic. If Hillary were to act like him, would she be taken seriously? Would she still be in the race? After much research, we have discovered that boys are allowed to express anger while girls are supposed to suppress it. The social views between men and women are already predetermined. It's difficult to break the mold formed. Progress has been made, but there is still much work to be done.